Welcome back to Am I Overreacting? Where people express their concerns about daily life and we tell them if they're basically crazy or not. It's kind of weird that we're doing this online, huh? Am I overreacting for thinking my boyfriend's messages came from a place of control rather than concern? I, female 18, don't post this kind of personal stuff, so I decided to post it here. If you have feedback, please tell. So I sent him a photo of me on my bike, fully geared up. I thought it was casual, but he got upset and said it made him uncomfortable, claiming that girls on motorcycles get sexualized a lot, especially on social media. He doesn't like the idea of people looking at me that way and said I should be more considerate of how it makes him feel. I ride because I love it. It makes me feel free, confident, and strong. I wasn't trying to be sexy or attract attention, but I do see where he's coming from a little. The whole biker girl image has become more sexualized online, and maybe that shaped how he sees it. Still, it feels like he was projecting that onto me, and now I'm wondering, am I overreacting for feeling like this is more about control than genuine concern? Already in the beginning, he's like blaming you, but you're not sexualizing you. I guess we'll just read these messages and see. Let's get some more information. She says, "What are you up to?" "Just hanging out." "You?" "Went for a ride." Sends a picture. It looks like just a pretty basic picture, just a selfie on a motorcycle. It's so nice today. You really thought sending that was a good idea? That's crazy. You asked what I was doing. You're literally putting yourself out there like some biker chick for everyone to stare at. Wow, that's not what this is. I just enjoy riding, that's all. No, don't play dumb. You know what kind of attention that brings. Tight gear, posing on a bike you don't think that sends a message? Okay, so he is wrong. Whether he has good intentions behind it, which it actually doesn't sound like he does. This is just controlling. But let's say he did have good intentions behind it, right? I don't want you to be overly sexualized. Don't attack her for that. It looks like she's just going out riding. She's not even wearing like the spandex tight suits that you could like fart and it would blow up because it's so tight. You know, there's no air that could be released from it. She's just riding a bike, just having fun riding her motorcycle. Maybe he doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle and just makes him insecure because it's more masculine than him, which could be. I've seen people like that. And she says, "I wasn't posing. I was just sharing a part of my day." And she wasn't. "I'm in full gear riding responsibly. I'm not doing this for attention." And then he says, "It doesn't matter how you think it looks. People will sexualize, and I don't want my girlfriend being seen like that." People will sexualize everything, and you just have to be confident and secure enough in your relationship to get the fuck over it. Just saying. Then maybe that's a you problem, not a me problem. Amen. I'm not going to stop doing something I love because strangers might have dirty thoughts, which is true. You could walk around and do anything and somebody's going to sexualize, especially for women. I don't think women do it as much with men unless they have a six-pack. And he says, "So you don't care how this makes me feel? You're choosing a damn bike over my comfort?" Yeah, he's just insecure. He's trying to gaslight, like make the problem. He's trying to make a problem. It's not even a problem. "I care, but what you're asking is control. I won't apologize for doing something that brings me joy just because it makes you insecure. You're just going to ignore how uncomfortable this makes me?" Yes, we're going to ignore how uncomfortable it makes you because it being uncomfortable to you is definitely a you problem. "I'm just going to shrink myself for your insecurities." And that's it. That's where it was left. I think you're not overreacting. I think you're underreacting because you're just asking about it. I think you should, I mean, you are standing up for yourself. Just keep standing up for yourself and just cut him off because it's never going to end. And then somebody asks, they say, "Has he always been like this about the bike stuff or has this just sprung up out of nowhere?" Opie says he's always been a bit meh about it at the start. "It was more my safety as motorbikes are definitely a high risk than most vehicles on the road, but gradually it sort of started going south where he would mention what way other people are viewing or if I get approached more often." He kind of played it off when asking these questions. It made it more of a curiosity thing until today when this is more of out of the blue. Makes me think his other previous questions from the past have more depth to them. This one seems pretty open-minded. "I've worked in surgery for over a decade and we call motorcyclists organ donors for a reason, so I understand his concern on that aspect. That said, the entire rest of it is just sad. Insecure little boy grasping at control wherever he feels he can hold it. Your response at the end was top tier. Keep that energy and ditch the dead weight." Edit, she mentioned his concern for her safety in another comment. Yes, we all know it's really for concern and actually about control. "I've addressed that multiple times now in replies less than an inch down your screen." Open your fucking eyes, Jesus Christ. So people are just like arguing with it. This isn't just for women either. I'm just going to say that. Any man watching this, you are validated in this too. "I'm not going to shrink myself for your insecurities." Oh my gosh, that should be written in every woman's wall. It should be written on everybody's wall. Don't shrink down to other people's insecurities. Be confident in who you are. And I'm not saying to keep a closed mind on change, but if you think that you're doing something right and you don't have any regrets about it, don't change it. But be open-minded to change because you always got room for growth. You're not perfect. Oh, this one seems kind of sad. "Am I overreacting? I bought a sweater for my future niece at a farmer's market and my roommate said it was ugly." My sister-in-law is pregnant and I found this sweater for the baby girl at a Mexican farmer's market today. Baby's half Mexican, half Islander. I brought it home and excitedly showed it to my roommates and they called it ugly. I told them they were mean and have been keeping to myself for the night. They have me doubting if I should give it to my sister-in-law. I think this is actually really cute for a little kid. It's like, it looks like it's handmade, all the stitches. Like this is just, it's got that children, you know, it just says kid. These are the pictures. Here, this is the front. Like, look at all the hand stitching and stuff like that. And on the back, I think it's cute. I've been here where you're like so excited. You're so excited to get something for somebody, and then somebody comes up and is like, are you sure? Like, are you sure they would like that? And you just start overthinking, and it's upsetting a little bit, you know? But at some point, you need to stand up for yourself, and you know your sister-in-law probably better than the roommates. And if you think it's cute, I think it's cute, and I think that it would mean a lot to them to get that. If you guys are close and stuff, and you know that they like this, I think it's cute. And somebody said, if you can't wear ugly clothes as a kid, then when can you? Not the asshole at all. This is so cute. I think it's really cute too. Yeah, so this one goes deeper into the like isolating yourself. What do you mean by keeping to yourself? If you're just hanging in your room for the night, then no big deals. But if your isolation lasts for more than a night or you go full silent treatment, then you're majority overreacting. True. They don't like a kid sweater. Who gives a fuck? They're never going to see your niece wear it. Aren't making fun of your niece and she won't be wearing it for a while anyways. Yeah, they're not going to see it. If you like it and the parents like it, who gives a shit? Yeah, a lot of people are just saying, I think it's beautiful. It's hand stitched. It's cute. Like this is something that's something that they could hold on to for a while, you know, and it would be a cute little memory. I think it's a cute jacket. Am I overreacting for being hurt? My girlfriend doesn't care about my graduation. No, you're not overreacting in my head, but we'll see. In a few days, I'm going to graduate with my BSN. Don't know what that is? Let me know in the comments. I'm not very intelligent. I don't want a big celebration at all, but it's still a big accomplishment for me. I get she wants to think about it all realistically, and we talked about that when she got home, but I feel bad now. I've always congratulated her for her own achievements, and even though we'll still be stretched for time, still be parents, etc., this is a big step in both of our lives. So let's look at these messages. Starts with him. What time do you get home from work tonight? Around 8. Why? I was just wondering if we could like go over some plans. Plans for what? Plans for my graduation. Yeah, sure, but why? What do you mean? What plans do you have for your graduation? And he says, I mean, nothing special, of course, but I'm just excited. Once I graduate, so much changes, you know? This already seems very controlling on her end because he's excited, but he says like right here, I mean, nothing special, of course. Like, you're already downplaying your achievements, which isn't okay. And I feel like this has been kind of forced on you to downplay your achievements because that was your automatic reaction when they questioned it. So it already just doesn't seem very healthy to me. And then she says, yeah, obviously, but not for a long time. And then he says, our time eases up a lot, though. Of course, it won't transform our lives or whatever, but like we won't be as stressed. And you know that. I hate this. Like, he's so excited. And this is what she has to say. Not really, to be honest. I still have to work. We still have to watch the kid all the time. Honestly, I don't care about your graduation that much. I'll let you go out with your friends if you want to, but I don't think you should be happy at all. What the fuck? Don't bleep that fuck out, Brie, because what the fuck? That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So no care at all. I thought this was just gonna be like something where it was a miscommunication or like she just didn't care that much, but she was happy for you. Like, she's being an asshole. Completely, like just not caring about your achievements at all. It almost seems like she's jealous and trying to like take you down a notch because she doesn't want you to feel superior even though you're just excited for an achievement. Hell no. And he says, what? So you're saying I shouldn't be happy after 4 years of work? Maybe I'm confused, but I don't know what you're saying right now. She says, all I'm saying is that I don't really care that much personally. I'll let you be happy. LOL, I won't stop you. Dude, what the we celebrated your graduation though, and then with like the teary face, and they say, yeah, we did, but I didn't waste time like you did. You know, I want you happy, but we have to be realistic. Like I said, you can celebrate with your friends, but in my opinion, it's nothing special. Yeah, she needs to get a grip. Yeah, so the top comment here says, not overreacting. I don't think you should be happy at all is a concerning way to word that. She just seems like she's downplaying your accomplishment. That's what I was saying, because it like maybe she's jealous of the accomplishment, to be honest with you. Congratulations, by the way. It does take dedication and hard work to graduate. My husband gets home from work, and if he fixes a small issue with his PC, I tell him how smart he is and how he does great. I don't understand not celebrating the small wins, let alone something as big as your graduation. I wouldn't even say this to a friend or a stranger. It's a big deal and you deserve to be happy and celebrate. You deserve positive and not someone overlooking your achievements. Are you alright being with someone that dismisses your accomplishments but wants praise for their own? I apologize that you are being overlooked by someone who's supposed to hold you dear. Can't word it any better. You're not overreacting, and you need to either sit down and have a serious conversation with that lady. We have other choice words, but we're not going to use them. Or just leave. You need somebody that celebrates you and makes you feel good about accomplishing stuff, because sometimes we don't have anybody, but if you have a significant other, they should 100% be celebrating and making you feel like you've done something great, you know? I don't know. Am I overreacting about my sister's boyfriend eating my leftover pizza? For context, I, 29 male, live with my sister Sarah, 25 female, in our childhood home. Our mom died when I was 10 and our dad died 4 years ago. He left the house to both me and Sarah, so we co-own it. My sister's boyfriend, Jack, 26 male, doesn't live with us, but he comes over enough that it feels like he does. Jack had to work last night, so me and Sarah got pizza for dinner. When it's just us two, we get 2 pizzas. One with her toppings and one with mine. That way we both get a full pizza, which always gives us at least one more meal from the leftovers. I only had 2 pieces last night because I started feeling sick from my new meds, so I had 6 pieces left over that I was going to have today. Lo and behold, when I go to get them out of the fridge for lunch, they're not there. Only 1 slice of Sarah's pizza was left. Jack had come over this morning, so when I saw him getting some water a little while later, I asked him if he ate it. He played dumb saying, "What pizza?" And then I might have had a slice of Sarah's. What kind was yours again? It was obvious he took it because Sarah hates barbecue chicken pizza, and Jack was the only other person in the house. Apparently he ran and told Sarah that I was interrogating him, and then our text exchange happened. Am I overreacting about Jack taking my leftover pizza, or is my sister right that it was no big deal? It's your house. Sorry, I'm trying to think of multiple scenarios. It's her house too, but it's also yours, so she needs to respect that, and so does everybody that comes into that house. If you don't want him eating your pizza, then you can't eat your pizza, because it starts with little boundaries and then becomes big ones. All I'm saying. Okay, we're gonna ignore these top messages because there's nothing to do with this. Did you say something to Jack about the pizza? He's so pissed right now. I just asked him if he ate it. He said you grilled him about it. Not cool. I pay for food too. You can't tell him what he can or can't eat. If it's his pizza, yeah, he can. I didn't say he couldn't eat anything. I just asked him if he ate the rest of the pizza from last night. I paid for both of them, and since I wasn't feeling great, I was saving the rest of my barbecue chicken for lunch today. Oh my fucking god. It's just pizza. You'll get over it. Crazy. I specifically told you I was saving it though. Did he at least ask you before he shoved it in his face hole? No, what the fuck? He doesn't need my permission to have food. Okay, but 1, he doesn't live here or pay for food, so he kind of does need permission. 2, he wasn't here for dinner last night, so he knows he didn't leave any leftovers in the fridge. Everyone knows that you ask before eating someone else's leftovers. It's just common courtesy. And 3, this is like the 10th time he's done this, and every single time you swear you'll talk to him about it. Oh, so it's a pattern as well. So we are just breaking boundaries. Jesus fucking Christ, you're so dramatic. I'll buy you another fucking pizza and stop with the walls of texts. It's not about the pizza, it's about him not having any respect for other people's stuff. He does it with my tools and the Xbox too. I constantly come home to find tools missing or sitting in random places, and he always fucks with all my save games. I'm sick of that shit. Every time I try to talk to him about it, he runs crying to you. It's pathetic. What's pathetic is a 29-year-old man whining about video games. You need a real hobby. Okay, I think we can have any hobby that we want. Or maybe try finding a woman. You were a pretty normal guy till blank left. I don't know why you let her go. Such a dumb... That's crazy. Seriously? You don't know why I let her go. Could it maybe have been that little thing where I caught her cheating? I'm a dumbass because I refused to fight for a cheater. Yeah, she sucked, but at least she had a little bit of class, unlike that bitch behind the shed. Ooh, damn. Oh, oh my god. What happened to her? Did she get ticks in her? Ooh, you haven't even been on a date in 6 months. If you stop playing so much Xbox, you might actually go out and meet some... Oh, she's not holding anything back. You can be such an asshole sometimes. Do you want the barbecue chicken again? I'm ordering it now. Yeah, thank you. Oh my god. I'm gonna be so real right now. She is in the wrong, but she kind of puts you in your place. Even though she's wrong, she shut you down hard. She went all in. That is crazy. I'm a petty Betty, 46-year-old mom who plays video games and also hates to be forced to share because of the lack of courtesy on someone else's part. Like, rage out. Amen. Here's some simple stuff. Change the password on your Xbox profile. Keep your controllers in your room. Video games are a damn hobby, so tell your sister to fuck off. Start thinking of your leftovers as gone because you're going to start putting cayenne pepper all over them. Or something worse. I just can't think of what right now. So I think that's called poisoning and it might be illegal. But I mean, if it's just pepper, they'll be fine. I need more info about the tools though to properly plan. Oh, she's just planning all this shit. You seem like a nice kid and your sister is with a dick. You haven't gone on a date in a while and that is all okay. As long as you have a kind of community around you in other ways, you'll be okay. Hugs. Very sweet lady. And then somebody said to get a mini fridge, or can you afford a mini fridge for your room? I think some of them have locks. Also, the way your text exchange ended was typical siblings. It really was. Do you still want barbecue chicken? I'm ordering now. Yes, thank you. Your sister may be dating an ass, but at least she followed through on her promise to make it right. That's true. She's kind of an ass too, but who knows what he could have told her, and then they're siblings, so they're just going to talk like that. I don't know. He's a pussy though. Am I overreacting to a joke my boyfriend makes after asking him not to? My boyfriend a year ago made a joke when out at a restaurant with his family. As you can see, it's about other girls and in one way or another wanting them or going on a date with them. The first screenshot was when it first happened. It made me livid. I was so upset. I asked him not to say that anymore. A few months later, he made the joke again about a goth girl. Again, livid. I didn't let it go as easily as I told him how this upsets me. He downplayed it. It's just a joke. Then yesterday he did it again. The joke itself isn't that bad. It's his response to when I express it upsets me. He mocks me. He belittles me. It makes me even more upset. Now I'm not talking to him because I just don't even know what to say. He apologized and I don't want to accept it. Am I overreacting? Let's see. Because the apology, if he apologizes and it stops, then I don't know. We got to read these messages first. So it starts with him. No Christmas tree, no pretzel bites. Why are there so many cute girls working at Red Robin? We should come and you can be my wingman. Why would you say that? She says, why would you say that? Why would you say that to your girlfriend? I don't understand. Okay, so that was the first message. That's where the first one ends. Just why would you say that? Who knows what the rest of the conversation was? He says, wow, out at dinner on a Wednesday. Oh no, she says that to him. Sorry. Wow, out at dinner on a Wednesday. And then he says, taking my other goth girl on a fancy date. I already told you I don't find that funny. And he says, okay, sorry. Let's see where this goes. For someone who apparently got cheated on, I find it surprising that you even find that funny. That is true. That is true. He says, sorry. But then he starts making excuses, which you can't really do in a situation like this. You just say sorry. I like dark, ironic humor, okay? My parents are talking about all the changes in Muck and what they'd want for it to be more modern, and it's pissing me off so much. I don't understand that, but she just said it's disrespectful. Okay, especially after I asked you not to do it, after you said there were hot girls at Red Robin and I should be your wingman. And then he says, okay, he's getting frustrated. She says, don't okay me like that. You knew what you were doing. Oh, go. I thought this said gooning. Hold on. Okay, so he sends a picture of himself. And she says, where are you going? Mom's birthday. I was like, why is he all dressed up? Oh my God, dude. Why do we not learn our lessons? He says, dang it, I was going to be like, oh my God, he knows it pisses her off. And then she even says, oh, mom's birthday. I was like, why is he all dressed up? And then even if he was planning, he could have not, but he says, dang it, I was going to be like, yeah, I'm going on a date with a pretty girl today. See how you react. Just, you had the out. You didn't have to say it. You could have thought about your actions, but you said it anyways. And she says, if you said that, I would have lost my shit. That should have just made you lose your shit. And he said, LOL. She said, in not a funny way. And then he starts putting the laughing shit. And she's like, yeah, you're lucky I knew. An emoji or SpongeBob crying, you when I make a silly joke. A joke that I've asked you twice not to make. Very seriously. He says, okay. How old is this guy? We don't have any ages, but he has to be like 18. Yeah, it's his response to when I express it upsets me. He mocks me. He belittles me. It makes me even more upset. Why would you be with someone that treats you like this? He clearly doesn't respect you or your feelings or your boundaries. I wish we got some updates on like if people broke up with these people on Reddit and you get all the validation that you need, but that doesn't mean that you ended it or cut anything off, you know? Last one of this video, guys. If you enjoy, make sure you do hit that like, comment your favorite story or like something that you want us to see if you're overreacting or not, or just let me know what you think of these stories. I want to know your opinions on how you feel about these stories. Do you think they're overreacting? What would you do differently? But without further ado, last story. Am I overreacting if I drop my friend for trying to guilt me to get back with my ex? That's a crazy thing a friend does. My friend sent me a post my ex recently put up. She clearly wants me to get back with him. The thing is, our relationship wasn't what it looked like in public or online. He, male 20, was aggressive, disrespectful, and I, female 18, found myself becoming too dependent on him in ways that were unhealthy. I lost parts of myself trying to make it work. When I explained that to her, even though we have had this conversation before, she basically dismissed it and said something along the lines of, you get attached to everyone anyway. Maybe it's because you didn't grow up with your dad. That felt like a punch to the chest. It's not a friend. What are we doing, guys? These are not friends. Why are they around for so long? Because for somebody to say something like that to you to your face means you've talked for a while and they just think that it's okay. Instead of respecting the fact that I chose to leave a toxic relationship, she threw my personal trauma back at me and made it sound like I'm just damaged or incapable of making healthy decisions. I haven't replied to her since, and I honestly don't think I want to. Would I be overreacting if I dropped her over this conversation? I'm already saying no, you're not overreacting, but let's see. What am I looking at? Is that Moist Critical? Look at what he posted. You know he misses you. That's effort. I saw and I honestly don't care what he does. He was too aggressive with me. You know that. and I was starting to depend on him too much even though he wasn't good for me. That's why I left, and you know. Plus, posts don't equal change. That's true. She says, I get that, but he wouldn't post stuff like that for no reason. Also, you kind of get attached in most relationships you've been in. Maybe it's because you grew up without a dad? That is so aggressive. What? Like, maybe that's why you fall in so deep but don't actually understand love. And she said, are you serious right now? Yeah, what are you talking about? I just think it explains why you struggle to let people back in. I'm not scared. I made a decision for my own peace and to get myself out of a toxic situation. You did not know my relationship behind doors. I left because I needed to not, because I'm broken or unable to understand the concept of love. If you truly want what's best for me, then don't drag me back into a place that hurt me. On God. Great way to put that. I'm just saying maybe this is something you should work through. I would kill for someone to post me like that. He has probably changed. How would you know unless you're fucking him? What are we talking about? Top comment, people post things all the time. It's easy and manipulative and doesn't mean he changed it all. Your friend needs to get some standards. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Posting a picture is effort? I'd actually say that's representative of a lack of effort. Keep doing you and avoid the people that don't make you better each day. Yeah, the boyfriend if he was physically abusive, then the friend is mentally abusive, and it's like a nasty team comp up against you. You need to cut both of them. Then somebody said, no, you're not overreacting. Give it time. She'll go after him herself. That's facts. And that's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you for watching Am I Overreacting again, guys. Make sure you drop what you think of these stories in the comments. And if you have a story that you want us to deep dive into, then type that in the comments as well. Let me know what you want to see next on Wednesday, because we post something other than Am I Overreactings on Wednesdays, and I will catch you guys then. Peace.